Please join me in a well and warm welcome to our speakers this morning.
Good morning. Oh, you can do better than that. There are 1,000 of you out there. I'm old. I got an extra hour of sleep last night. I need you to match my energy. Good morning. Good morning. Awesome, awesome. I want to start out by saying I was asked to speak on calling today. And I want to start by saying I call my grandmother quite a bit. This is not your grandmother's talk or call for invitation to your life. I want to ask you to think a little more deeply. So my question for you is, do you know when you are being called? I don't mean when your cell phone is ringing or vibrating. I mean when your heart and your spirit are being called in a certain direction. If you're anything like me, and I believe we have a few things in common, then I believe that we think we know, but do we really? As a child, I recognized my mother's distinct calling. When she said, "Hey, pumpkin, come here," that meant one thing. When she said, "Deborale Lynette," I knew I was in trouble. The most vivid memories associated with the use of my entire name is when I wasn't where I was supposed to be or doing what I was supposed to do. For example, when I was growing up, I had to be on the front porch when the lights came on. Raise your hand if you had to be on the porch when the lights came on. If I wasn't on the porch, my mother would call, "Deborale, Lynette, get on this porch now." And my initial thought was, really? Is this lady serious? Is she about to make a scene right now? I'm in the front porch, I'm in the front yard. I'm 6 feet tall, so I know that she sees me. And my next thought was, does it really matter whether or not I'm literally on the front porch? When I first got married, I loved it when my partner said, "Hey babe, come here." Then we had children, and I knew when I heard their cries at 2 a.m. in the morning that they were calling me. The cry progressed to "Mommy, mommy, mommy," and then just mommy, then mom, and now at 24 and 20 years of age, when their friends are around, I'm simply "Hey mother." The interesting thing about calling, regardless of who is doing it, is when I hear my name, my natural inclination is to say yes. So how is it that I'm so very clear when the people I love are calling me, yet for so long I managed to miss the call of the person who loved me so much that he sacrificed everything? For some strange reason, God's call has been unclear. Could it be that I was expecting the wrong thing? Was I waiting for a live orchestra, flashing lights, extra lives on Fortnite, a Zoom invite, maybe a TikTok video, a snow day, or the answers to my freshman theology exam? Has he been here all along and I missed him? The simple answer to that question is yes. God has always been present in my life and guiding my path. The problem is I wasn't looking for what God wanted for me. I was looking for what I wanted for myself. The truth is, I had my sights set on being a president of a historically Black college or university, but God had other plans for my life. Let's do a quick lived experience check. I'm an only child. All is pretty fair and equitable there. My first job was with the National Youth Sports Program for underprivileged children. I attended Winston-Salem State University, historically Black university in North Carolina, on a basketball scholarship where I studied sociology and political science. Both of my graduate degrees from the University of Delaware focused on systems, equity, inclusion, reconciliation, and responsibility. My dissertation was a domestic violence piece and family crisis. My first professorship was at Messiah College, a small faith-based institution outside Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where I taught human development, women's studies, and freshman orientation. As I reflect, every formative point I can recall has had at its core a commitment to equity, inclusion, advocacy, and allyship. I share this with you not because I have a desire to overshare, but because along the way I neglected to pay attention to what brought me joy. I underestimated how I could use my privilege, power, and influence to make a difference. Yes, I said it. As an African American woman, I have privilege. And it's important to note that white and male are not the only privileges out there. So let's not be afraid to engage in those conversations. As I think about my lived and vocational experiences, I can't help but feel God was grooming me for service, for social justice, and I missed it. Today, I invite you to reflect on your lived experiences, no matter how short or insignificant they may appear. See where God is calling you to do His will, not yours. I believe the answer to this question is what sets your heart on fire. It's the thread that runs through all you are and all that you do. If you look closely, you will see that thread in your friend group. It's in the social clubs you join. It's in the products you buy. It's in the books you read, and it's in the classes you prefer. You may also find when that thread is missing from the fabric of your life, you are unsettled and incomplete. I ask again, do you know when you are being called? The answers to the question may be difficult or even surprising. Know that you are at this conference for a reason. God is grooming you to heal a hurting world, reconcile broken communities, and to work for peace and justice. In case you didn't know, you're here to create relationships. You're here to create a support system. You are not here by accident. So please take advantage of this moment. I say again, if you're anything like me, and I believe we have a few things in common, God may be calling you to get on the front porch now. Your initial thought may be, Lord, are you serious? I came to this conference to learn, but I'm not ready to take action or commit. I'm too young. I don't have a degree. My friends will laugh, or the conversations will be too difficult. Lord, ask me for something else, anything else. I'm right here in the front yard. I go to Mass. I attend a Catholic school. Lord, are you really about to make a scene right now? I've never been closer to you, and the next thought might be, does it really matter whether or not I'm literally on the front porch? The answer to that question for you is also yes. Are you going to be the change agent God is calling you to be? If your plan is to heal and reconcile communities rather than destroy them, work for peace and justice rather than wait for someone else to take the reins, you must unashamedly stand on the front porch. You must be the example the world needs to see regardless of our differences. You must intentionally listen to God's call, and when you hear your name, respond, yes, Lord. Thank you.